So ready to move to verse 2? Verse 1 is very clear. Yeah. Everything is Om, the sound of this silence, the sound of this creation, the past, the present, the future, all of it, and that which is beyond past, present, future. Till now, we only spoke about past, present, and future. What is the meaning of beyond? That will come up in the following verses. Okay. So now we move to verse number 2. Sarvam hetad Brahma, ayam Atma Brahma, soyam Atma Chatushpat. Sarvam hetad Brahma means all this is Brahman. You see, in the first verse he said all this is Om. Now he's saying all this is Brahman. Yeah. Then he's saying ayam Atma Brahma. The individual I is the universal I. Individual I is called Atma. The universal I is called Brahman. Yeah? So the individual I, Atma, is actually the universal I, which is Brahman. Soyam Atma Chatushpat. I, Brahman, have 4 limbs. So, pada is a Sanskrit word. When translated into English, it becomes limbs, which seems very weird. I also have 4 limbs, 2 hands and 2 legs. Is that what he means? That's not what he really means. He means I have 4 fields of activity. Yeah, 4 fields of activity. We'll see what they are. First, let's understand the first part. All this is Brahman, and the individual I is actually the universal I, which is Brahman. In the self-inquiry meditation, we experientially saw that the space of awareness is nothing but Brahman, and everything that arises and falls in Brahman is not different from Brahman. Just like a wave arises in the water, the wave is not different from the water. The wave is also H2O. The ocean is also H2O. It looks different in name and form, Nama Rupa and Vyavhara. Its job is to go along with the wind and collapse. So Nama Rupa Vyavhara makes it look different, and that is why I get fooled. So how does the projecting power of Maya fool me? Projecting power of Maya fools me with number one. Number one is name and form, Nama Rupa. Yeah, that is the first weapon of projecting power of Maya. The same H2O appears like a wave. And that is why I get confused by this appearance, and I think it is different from the ocean. A gold ornament is nothing but raw gold. Necklace is gold, earring is gold, ring is gold, all is gold, bangle is gold. Without gold, there is no necklace, no earring, no ring. It is Nama Rupa Vyavhara that has confused me. Is this getting clear? Yeah. So what is the first weapon of the projecting power of Maya? Nama Rupa Vyavhara. And there are many, many examples given in many, many different scriptures. Like all colors are nothing but white. Red is white, blue is white, yellow is white. Everything is white. There is only white light. Yeah. In physics, we did the experiment. A color is visible light with a specific wavelength. And black and white are not colors because they do not have specific wavelengths. If you remember a little bit of your physics class. Yeah. So instead, white light contains all wavelengths of visible light, and black, on the other hand, is the absence of all visible light. Do you remember this? Yeah. So you have a backup of science to tell you yes, therefore all is white. Without white, the red color does not have any existence, blue doesn't have existence, yellow doesn't have existence. Yes. So even the black does not have existence. So everything is white. Similarly, everything is just my awareness. Without my awareness, there is no family member, there is no mother, no father, no spouse, no child. There is no world without my awareness. This world is Nama Rupa Vyavhara, name, form, and function. This is clear? If the world is name, form, and function, how can the name, form, and function be separate from the awareness out of which it has arisen? Yes, that space of awareness itself is Brahman, is awareness, is consciousness. I, the Brahman, am the underlying consciousness that is the background of this waking state. I, the Brahman, am the space of awareness. I am the waking subject. I am the waking object. I am the waking world. All is me. This is just about the waking state. Look at the same thing in the dream state. I, the Brahman, am the dream character and the dream world. I am the dream subject. I am the dream object. Everything that is there in that dream world is me. What did I get confused by in the dream state? Again, Nama Rupa Vyavhara, name, form, and function. That's the number one weapon of the projecting power of Maya that fools me. The same thing applies to deep sleep state. I, the Brahman, am that underlying consciousness that is the background of deep sleep state. I, the Brahman, am that space of awareness. I, the Brahman, am the absence of the subject, the absence of the object in the darkness of deep sleep. I, the Brahman, am that seed, the potential seed of waking and dreaming that is lying under the surface like a volatile volcanic lava that is ready to erupt. I am that. Sarvam hi etad Brahman. All this is Brahman. And I am Atma Brahman. I am Brahman. Now, the people who have come from the Dvaitam path must not get confused with the word Atma. Atma simply means I in Sanskrit. There is no separate personal, individual soul called Atma. There is no separate self. The personal, individual soul does not exist. It's a fairy tale. Atma in Sanskrit simply means I. I am Atma. Brahman means the personal I is actually the universal I. This personal I is a false idea. It does not exist at all. So here I want to give all the Advaita level 3 people homework. Okay. This is the space of awareness. And this is the body mind. Where is your I currently? Check. If your I is at the body mind level, then it is a false idea. when the I shifts from the body-mind and permanently rests at the space of awareness level, then you have truly completed the journey to Ajatavad. You have recognized that that body-mind is simply an empty shell. That shell is simply an appearance. It appears and it disappears. Now, I don't have the ability to make the bunny disappear, but you imagine that he's disappeared. Yeah. Again, he appears. Again, he disappears. So that is not I. This is I. When the I permanently shifts from the personal to the universal level, that is the recognition of I am Brahman. I am Atma Brahma. Did this become very clear? The I that is here shifts here. And it has to be a constant 24/7 recognition. It cannot be, oh, I recognized it in the session, Didi, and then afterwards when I went back into my family drama, I was back to the body mind. No, then the recognition is not complete. Yes? So, homework for you for this week. Can I recognize that the I is actually at the universal level, the space of awareness, the space of consciousness level? This is fake. I am pretending. I am pretending to be the mother, the father. I'm pretending to be the son, the daughter. I'm pretending to be the spouse. Can I recognize that being the space of awareness, the body mind still continues its role? And it does it efficiently. In fact, it does it much better without your interference. When you get established as awareness, then desires and fears do not haunt you. That is your proof. When there are no desires and no fears, that is a proof for your own self that the I has shifted from the personal to the universal level. I am Atma Brahma. Very clear? Homework is clear? Wake up again and again and recognize I am not this waking subject. That is the only thing that is fooling me. The Nama Rupa of this waking subject is fooling me. And the function keeps changing. When the spouse is there, the function is of the spouse. When the parent is there, then the function is of the child, the son or the daughter. When your child or maybe a niece, nephew, a kid is there, then your function changes. Your vyavhara is changing, and that is confusing you. Nama Rupa Vyavhara of this particular body mind, which is the projecting power of Maya, is my obstacle. That is why I shuttle. I forget that I am the space of awareness and I become this body mind personality. Yeah. So recognize your obstacle. Recognize your obstacle. Oh, see, again, I'm getting stuck in Nama Rupa Vyavhara. You are at the fag end of your journey in Ajatavada, and you have to just remove these last few obstacles. So Maandukya helps you with those last few obstacles that you could be really facing. Again and again recognize, I am not the waking subject, which is the body-mind personality. I am the space of awareness in which I am noticing this waking subject and I'm noticing the function of this waking subject. The spouse, the child, the parent, whatever, colleague, friend. I am noticing the function of this waking subject. The function is the object. And I'm getting trapped in this chemistry between subject and object. Recognize this is the projecting power of Maya. This is never going to change. Even at enlightenment, Nama Rupa Vyavhara is going to be there. My job is to recognize that I am illusioned by it, thinking this is I, number one. Number two, I get entangled with the function, mother, father, whatever. I get entangled as the parent, as the spouse, as the child. Yes. And then I am totally passionate. I lose myself in desires and fears. Yes. So, exact reverse process will be the solution. First thing will be disillusionment. I recognize I am not the waking subject. This is Nama Rupa. Disillusionment is the first step that happens. Oh, I am the space of awareness. This has to be continuous process. Number one, disillusionment. Number two, disentanglement from the function, from the vyavhara. Disillusionment from nama rupa, name and form. Disentanglement from the function, the vyavhara. Vyavhara of being somebody's mother or father. It doesn't mean you're going to stop living in this world. You're just going to recognize that this body, mind, personality continues automatically. That's it. By the dreamer recognizing this is a dream, the dream character does not lose its function. The dream character is still the dream character. The dream world is still the dream world. Everything remains intact. Nothing changes. Only things run automatically, perfectly without your interference. Yeah. So number one, disillusionment from Nama Rupa. Number two, disentanglement from Vyavhara, which is function. Number three is the most important. How do I stay here? This passion. This passion starts developing when you recognize this is futile. This is futile. This entire jumping in, getting entangled, falling into the drama, thinking I am this is the cause of my suffering. When I recognize this futility 100%, I just remain as the space of awareness. I remain as Brahman. Yeah, then this goes on in the world. Everything goes on perfectly without my interference. I am always the witnessing background, silent, still, always peaceful. I never suffer. I cannot suffer. Yeah. So number one, disillusionment. Number two, disentanglement. Number three, dispassion. Three important steps that are an internal self-inquiry, a continuous internal self-exploration. Finally, I will get established as the space of awareness. Soon you will come to this recognition. Some of you are already there. I am not this body-mind personality. I am not this body-mind personality called Ekta. The parents labeled this body-mind as something so as to be able to distinguish it from the other sibling. Simple. I am not this body-mind personality called Ekta. I am the space of awareness in which Ekta, the body-mind, appears and disappears in the waking state. But I continue. I continue in the dream state. I am in the dream state knowing that there is a dream character. I am in the dream state knowing that there is a dream world. I recognize my true self. So this is how I become more and more aware in my own sleep, that I move from waking to dreaming, and then from dreaming I move into deep sleep, where I recognize that there is no thing, there is no world, there is no object, there is no subject. And I know this. When somebody asks me, what was there in your deep sleep? I say nothing. When I'm saying nothing, I'm referring to no object, no subject. A daily self-inquiry, a daily self-exploration is required to remove the last few conditionings that are left in you, so that you completely drop away from that wrong understanding of being the individual I. I am Atma Brahma. The individual I is actually the universal I. Is that very clear? So this last part of the shloka is the universal space of awareness, or this consciousness has 4 fields of activity. And we have to understand this in depth. So in your notebook, can you draw 2 circles? Now when it says pada, like I told you, it simply means that consciousness has different fields of activity. So pada means a field of activity. You have 2 hands, you have 2 legs, you have a head. You don't say my body is divided into parts. They are all extensions of the same body. Yeah. This body is a family member at home. It has one field of activity, that it is at home. Now this body, mind goes out to the world. Maybe it goes to an office and works. So with colleagues is the second field of activity. These are both me only. Yes, but they're 2 separate fields of activity. Is that very clear? So understand pada as field of activity rather than looking at it as limbs or parts.